Hey Leute und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge von Vampyr. Wir müssen immer noch die Leute hier töten.
This is despicable.
Was wir auch gleich machen werden. Ich hoffe, den einen erledige ich jetzt, zumindest. Gut, 4 Sekunden noch. Aber ich höre hier ein Mäuschen.
I have this thirst for blood.
Stay close, guys. Fear no evil. We do the Lord's work here. I shall fear no evil.
Na, mach doch mal die Attacke! Ey!
I have it. I can now open the box.
Away with you!
Oh. Ey! Leute! Himmel, Arsch und Wolkenbruch, ganz ehrlich. Da sind die kleinen Kämpfe meist anstrengender als die großen Kämpfe. So, können wir das jetzt endlich aufmachen, den Tresor? Oder meint sie das hier auch? Kann man das hier vielleicht?
I cannot enter.
Ja, das ist krass, dass wir das nicht entern können.
I really don't know if I should read this.
Oh, fuck. Ich glaube, jeder liest das für sich alleine. Das werde ich dann beim Rendern lesen.
I can't believe it.
Ich auch nicht. So, dann können wir jetzt Edgar befreien.
Edgar. Edgar, can you hear me? Jonathan, is it really you? Easy. Easy. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here. Don't try to spare me. As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late. Punctured lung, broken ribs, and internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say? Edgar, what happened? They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
Jeffrey McCullum ambushed me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skal epidemic.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us in the open. What became of him?
To prove him wrong, I let him go.
Really? You sure that was the wisest course of action?
Time will tell. The most intriguing part of his accusation was that you and I were the pawns of some ancient vampire.
William Marshall. Yes, they tortured me to make me confess the same nonsense.
Oh Gottes Willen. So ein bisschen Zweifel haben wir, ne? Oh Gott. Um was ging es gerade? Irgendwas verbirgt er, oder? Ich mach mal, sie verbergen etwas.
I think you're hiding something, Edgar.
What do you mean?
William Marshall, for example. You speak of him as if you know him. How is that?
Jonathan, I cannot say I'm ready for another round of questions.
What can you tell me about William Marshall?
Not much. History paints the story he was the greatest knight who ever lived. Amongst the immortals, he had a yet greater legend.
Why is the Guard of Priwen so obsessed with him?
He was the only ancient vampire to escape the first great hunt launched by the Guard of Priwen in 1854. They believe he's an evil creature plotting his return.
Why would he deserve such a reputation?
I cannot say. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole has next to no intelligence on him. All I know is that he's supposed to be the oldest of all the British vampires.
Why would the Guard of Priwen believe you and I created the vampire epidemic?
Maybe due to our profession. Because I offered you shelter in my hospital.
While investigating the epidemic, I read some of McCullum's findings. I think you have some explaining to do.
I have nothing to hide, Jonathan. Nothing at all.
Do you know Doris Fletcher's real name?
No, I'm afraid not.
Her real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of Harriet Jones.
What do you want me to say, Jonathan?
Do you remember when we suspected Sean Hampton of killing Harriet Jones?
Yes. The terrible episode that came as a shock to us all.
Harriet Jones faked her own death. When I found her in the sewers, she confessed she wanted everybody to pay for what happened to her.
That woman was extremely bitter, full of hatred and festering anger.
Doris Fletcher visited her mother at the Pembroke Hospital. That's how she first got infected.
I know nothing about that. Miss Fletcher once came to visit the sick. That is all I know.
No, Edgar, there is more. Doris Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter. They exhibited the same symptoms: blind hate and strong physical mutation.
What does this sad story have to do with us?
Do you know where we are? Doris Fletcher's theatre. This is where that hateful creature plotted to spread the epidemic across London.
I only briefly met Miss Fletcher once when she visited the Pembroke Hospital. You say it was to see her mother. She seemed like such a sweet and graceful woman.
My point exactly. The disease turned her into a bitter soul, driven by vengeance just like her mother. A symptom of all the infected patients.
Certain diseases are known to produce similar effects. Rabies, for example. And rabies is not the devil at work.
Come on, Edgar. Don't you see the pattern here? The epidemic, the link between Doris and Harriet, the suspicion of McCullum.
How could I? I never saw Harriet Jones again after she fled the hospital.
Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan, no diabolical plot.
You did what?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones. My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady Ashbury's. While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
I made a mistake. But what is science if not trial and error? We both know it, Jonathan, we both know it.
What a poor justification for your morbid fascination and thirst for glory.
You have worked beside me. You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
Bitte. Ah. Du Scheiße. Ach du Scheiße. Ich mag eigentlich Edgar. Oh Gott. Ich möchte ihn irgendwie nicht sterben lassen. Verdammt, was mache ich? Ich bin ja eigentlich wirklich kurz davor, ich bin eigentlich dafür, Edgar zum Vampir zu machen. Aber irgendwie, ich meine, er hat da nur Gutes versucht. Ich weiß auch nicht, ich will ihn irgendwie nicht töten. Ich bin eigentlich dafür, Aussaugen garantiert nicht, wir sind kein Mörder, aber ihn einfach so sterben zu lassen, ist ja auch... Oha. Oha. Das ist jetzt eine Entscheidung, die wirklich... Kann man ihn irgendwie nicht anders heilen? Nämlich, wenn er Vampirblut hat, dann kann er ja alles mit seinem Blut machen. Aber er hat uns ja auch gerettet. Oh. Oh. Aber bei Hampton hat es ja auch sehr gut funktioniert. Der ist ja stabil geblieben und ich finde nicht, dass er es verdient hat. Ich meine, er hat es doch nur versucht. Wegen dem Ruben. Wie gesagt, sterben lassen möchte ich ihn nicht. Und die beiden Optionen sind da wirklich sterben lassen. Ich glaube, ich mache verwandeln.
No, Edgar. You are not going to die. Unless you want to.
What do you mean?
I can save you, Edgar. I can turn your broken body into one like mine.
You truly would? After all I've done, after all that's been said, you would offer me this gift?
I have no way of knowing which punishment would be worse, Edgar. But it is not for me to decide. So?
Oh, please, Jonathan, please. I beg you. This is what I've always wanted. This is what I've always searched for.
War das ein Fehler?
Very well, then. Prepare to die and be reborn. To face an eternity of guilt.
I'm ready. Oh, indeed, I am ready.
Oh, habe ich einen Fehler gemacht? Und dann schmatzt er noch so. Kannst du mal ein bisschen
Enough!
leise? Oh Leute, ich hoffe, das war kein Fehler. Jetzt haben wir bei Swansea einen Hinweis nicht bekommen, hätte ich ihn sterben lassen sollen. Ich weiß es nicht, aber ich fand das als das Richtigste. Und ich habe irgendwie gerade keinen Bock, irgendwas zu lesen. Ich vertraue dir, Edgar, ohne Kack. Oh. Aber ich wollte ihn auch nicht sterben lassen.
Stay close, guys.
Ich hoffe, das war kein Fehler. Ja, wie gesagt, mit Hemden ist es... Die laufen hier alle rum und ich lasse ihn da alleine rumlaufen, alles klar. Bei Hemden hat es ja auch ziemlich gut funktioniert. Ich hoffe, Edgar macht wirklich keinen Scheiß. Also habe ich 2 Abkömmlinge jetzt.
Return at a more convenient time.
Schön, dass ich das lesen konnte.
So Harriet Jones became the original carrier when Edgar gave her vampire blood.
Fuck.
I must tell Elizabeth.
Ich hoffe, Big Mac ist hier nicht.
It ain't human. Kill it.
Alter, falsche Person.
Get them weapons ready. We found one.
Kann ich hier rein oder muss ich die jetzt erstmal alle töten? Ich muss die erstmal alle töten. Leute, eure Kumpels sterben hier. So kann ich endlich zu Dings. Ich bin mir immer noch so unsicher, ob das richtig war. Himmel, Arsch und Wolkenbruch. Können wir irgendwas klauen? Pupsi, wo bist du? Oben, oder? Da ist sie doch.
What good fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan? What is it, my dear?
I'm afraid it's bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
Of a sort. His injuries were mortal. I had no choice but to make him one of us. To save him. Or to punish him.
To punish him? I fail to understand. And what is the source of this cold tone in your voice?
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skal epidemic, Elizabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease, to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic. But he unwittingly gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims. How could he do it? What happened?
Er war töricht eigentlich. Ethik.
Edgar's behavior was beyond lunacy. He had neither the discipline, knowledge, nor the proper facilities to conduct blood experiments.
I must say I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected, and how she became an Icor. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but... do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
What? No. No. This can't be. Oh.
Elizabeth, are you all right?
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your
Wait!
enemy.
No! Elizabeth!
Ach du Scheiß. Sammle die Zutaten für das Gegenmittel. Beschaffe dir von Lord Redgrave einen Tropfen von William Marshalls Blut. Scheiße. Wie kommen wir denn daran? Beschaffe dir von... Okay, der könnte vielleicht uns das Blut geben. Ach. Du grüne Neune. Oh. Lord Redgrave, der wird uns um die Ecke bringen. Der hat gesagt, er möchte nicht mehr, dass wir zum Escalon Club gehen. Hätte ich mich vielleicht vorhin anders entschieden in den letzten Folgen, dass ich Dawson zum Abkömmling von mir machen lasse. Ich kann nicht mehr reden. Hätten wir vielleicht das Blut noch bekommen. Aber jetzt mittlerweile, glaube ich, haben wir so richtig groß verkackt. Und ich würde sagen, ihr Lieben, ich werde hier eindeutig einen Cut machen. Ich bedanke mich fürs Zusehen und bis zur nächsten Folge. Ciao, ciao.